y'all. Welcome to Craze for Dinner. I'm Patton.
I'm Jason. Patton, what's for dinner tonight?
We're going to have Pimp slap on pita bread at the Cracker Barrel. We're going to have a knuckle sandwich. We're going to have a knuckle sandwich at, what do you call that thing at church when everybody eats? Fellowship. We're going to have a knuckle sandwich at Fellowship.
Okay, so this episode is a little bit different. We are going to try to do a game called Pimp or Pastor. Okay, so I don't know how this started. I think it was the boy Blob. He found a picture. Blob. Oh, he told a story. That's what it was. He told us a story in one of the spaces. He was driving down the road in his hometown, and he drove by like the dollar store, and there was this guy out front who was pimped out. And as he was kind of looking at him, and it was Sunday morning, and as he was looking at him, he was trying to figure out, is this a pastor or is this a pimp? Because it could have been either or.
Either or. It could have been a pastor getting a blunt wrap from the dollar store after church, or it could have been a pimp getting some Kool-Aid during the day. We don't know. I mean, he could have been waiting on one of his ladies to get back.
Is that what pimps drink, is Kool-Aid?
Oh, well, no. When I lived in a bigger city, okay, my favorite place, my favorite taco place, they had a thing called grape drink. GRAPEDRANK. And it was my favorite. It was like Kool-Aid, but better. So they know what they're doing, pimps or pastors, I guess. I don't know what they drink, but that's what that part of town. And they liked I'm a white, but they accepted me as one of their own when I came in, and I would drink their grape drink, and I'd get a big old burrito, and it was the yummiest thing ever.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. I don't. Okay, so.
They had it written right there on. It's like a soda machine, and it said grape drink.
Listen, I'm not doubting this. I think it's very valid. In fact, I would not mind having some grape drink.
It was good.
So here's how this is going to work. I'm going to show you a picture that you have not seen yet, and you're going to just right off the bat say that's a pimp or that's a pastor. Okay. Now, listen, and then we'll talk about each one here. And what I'll do is I'll throw it up on the screen for all the listeners or viewers. So you'll be able to see this on the X. You'll be able to see it on Spotify or YouTube or Rumble. If you're just a listener, go check one of the videos and you can play along with us. Right?
Right. I'm ready.
Okay, here we go.
Do it.
Here we go. Number one. Is this a pimp or is this a pastor?
That is a stone cold pimp. That is a pimping motherfucker right there. I mean, look at those pants. Okay, he could be Jimi Hendrix wearing purple right now. Okay, that is a straight up pimp. I feel like that a pastor would at least button up the top just a little more, and maybe comb his hair backwards. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, that's cool. Okay, I agree. I think that is a pimp, and I think part of it is the background. Look at the location that he's at. That's not a normal location. That's not a church setting.
No, he looks like he's waiting for her to get back with his money.
Okay, number two. Here we go. Now, this one is beside an automobile. Do not let this car trick you, okay? Is this a pimp or is this a pastor?
I'm pretty sure that's a pastor. It's a fat white dude with a gold pinky ring. He looks like he's driving a Cadillac. His Bible's probably in his pocket, and they're on their way to go eat dinner, after church services. But, I mean, who's to say? I mean, he could be both. I mean, you know how them old ladies love their pastors. They do. There's a thing. They get hots for their pastors in church all the time. It happens all the time. He looks like he eats well. I don't see any bruises on his knuckles, so that's a dead giveaway, because, they whooped that trick. He's just a big old fat pastor that looks like a pimp.
You got to keep – listen, the reality is in the right neighborhood, there's not a big difference between pimp and pastor.
No, there's not. I mean, well, okay, in the South there is. Usually in the South down here, you can usually tell. However, like I said, I've seen more pinky rings on big fat pastors, how you say pastors, then, it's like you go downtown and you'll see some pimps, but they're usually wearing white beaters, not the fancy stuff. So
Those Alabama pimps, they roll different.
they do roll different. They got probably rolling in jalopies and $2 hose. You could
That's
probably
different than
the pimps in my hometown could shake a bottle of Xanax in the air, and I bet the hose would come a calling.
I'm just picturing, Atlanta or Chicago, maybe New York. Pimp or pastor, there's a crossover.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There is. Well, I don't think there's ever really a crossover. I just think they just both like to dress nicely for their hoes.
I ain't no hobot.
I know what. Well, see, your host could be your congregation. It could be your flock of hoes.
That's what a pimp has, is a flock of hoes. Okay, last one, number 3, last picture. Is this a pimp or is this a pastor?
That is a pastor. Look how slick he looks in that gold and black. I remember. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Look at that hat. He is slick. Look at how he's standing. He just looks like he just come out of church. He's got the Holy Ghost written all over him. And they've been jumping and praising the Lord all morning. That is definitely a pastor.
Okay, so quick review. Number 1, we have pimp. Number 2, we have pastor, or maybe a crossover. And then number 3 is pastor.
Number 3 is pastor.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what you need to do is the Critters crew, just in the comments, tell us 1, 2, 3, pimp or pastor. Tell us what you think. Yes. Okay. So we'll be back. Today's Friday. We'll be back Monday. Is that right?
Monday. Yeah.
Monday. Okay. Listen.
Monday. What?
How do people find you?
Oh, okay, y'all. You're going to find me at General Patton 83 on the X, and on my homepage, you're going to see a link in my bio that'll take you to my YouTube page, and that's where I keep all the critters that we have fed before, all of our videos that I keep on my page. Where can they find you, Jason?
I am Bigfoot, BIGGF00T on the X, and that's always a good thing. So on a serious note, I just really want to thank everybody for tuning in, for listening and watching, and however you consume this content. It really is a lot of fun. I know for both Patton and myself, I'm not going to put words in her mouth, but I know it's a lot of fun to engage and go back and forth and just have fun with this whole project. And it's been wildly successful up until this point, and there's no end in sight. So
nope. We're only going to get bigger, and the critters are going to get weirder. It's going to be
You talking
awesome.
about the people or the dinner?
Oh, both. If you eat them critters, you're going to gain a couple pounds. You're going to get a healthy ass is what's going to happen. You're going to get some greens in your gut. You get a big, healthy cornbread fed. Cornbread fed, that's what they call grits. Cornbread fed asses.
Yeah. It's a lot like that chick we saw in that last episode.
No. I don't know what she's eating. Probably a child. That lady looks like she had just devoured a small youth.
Okay. Hey, say goodnight, Patton.
Her butt was going womp, womp, womp.
Say goodnight. Say goodnight.
Bye, y'all. Tell your mama and them goodnight, Jason.
See ya.